Oh, hello everyone, and welcome back to my second Dwarf Fortress video of this EGX online extravaganza. And it really is an extravaganza today because I am joined by two people who know a little about Dwarf Fortress, and that's programmer Tarn Adams. And also, I've got Tanya here from Kitfox as well on the publishing side. So, how are you both?
I'm doing all right. All right. The smoke's a bit much, but things are about as okay as you could expect. Things are going well.
Yeah, I'm actually in Vancouver, and it's pretty hazy up here right now as well. But yeah, it's great to see Dwarf Fortress coming along, and PAX and EGX has been more of a thing than I expected, actually. Not manning a booth is great, but yeah, it's still, virtual events are a new thing to get used to in 2020 for sure.
Yeah, they're not bad. They're not bad. And we don't have to sort of subsist off terrible food for a few days either.
Correct, correct.
Yes, oh yeah, how could I forget? We're also joined by Scamps the Cat.
The legendary, never forgotten beast. Always remembered.
So what we're going to be doing today is, you may have seen earlier on in this event, in this celebration of gaming, I ended my long-running Dwarf Fortress serial game, The Basement of Curiosity. And I wanted to start a new one today, which Tarn has very kindly helped me with. I figured it would be fun to do a game based on 7 Dwarven commandments. Because I couldn't resist the pun, I figured I would call them the Tarn commandments, with huge apologies, Tarn. We took these rules for Dwarven living as suggestions from the Kitfox Discord, from Dwarf Fortress players. And then, because all Dwarven things come in 7s, there are 7 of them, I transfigured each of them into a 7-word commandment, and Tarn inscribed them on an adamantine tablet, which is going to be with my dwarves when they embark. And they're going to have to live by those rules. So I'm going to start up a game now. And
look how happy Scamps is about this. Scamps loves the commandments.
It's the real religious authority here, I think. Is the cat, so. All right, then. So let's do an embark. And I'm going to prepare for the journey. And while I do the sorting things out, maybe you'd both indulge me with a little bit of an update on how the Steam release is going right now.
Well, yeah, we just finished and posted some images of the zone creation interface. People have watched your last one. I'm assuming there were some zones involved in the last series, places where dwarves can do things without requiring workshops, just places where they can pasture animals or meet up and have a tavern or a library. So you can use the mouse to drag those out now and repaint them and add their different functions to them and so forth, which is exciting. There's tooltips, hover and learn. It's great.
Well, we were talking about mouse support last time we chatted, so that sounds like it's really come on.
Yeah. I mean, it's not super duper hard at the end of the day here to have coordinates and time the appearance of a box with words in it.
I think something really exciting has happened with this build already. Because the 7 Dwarven rules are worth 3,000 points. I don't think I can take anything else.
Nice.
Because if I try and sell anything, I'm still massively in debt because of the 7 Dwarven rules.
Well, so you could sell the 7 Dwarven rules.
Well, there's no commandment against that. It's not like the list is smart enough to include a no other gods but me kind of deal. So I guess that is legal.
You just can't reference it later or like enshrine it, or I guess until you can you buy it back later?
Well, you can always try it.
I guess we're just going to have to live with what we've got, but that's going to make one of the commandments a little bit difficult. So this should be interesting. Now, no, I'll do that in the game, actually. Let's get started off.
Yeah, the work process has been fun from the Kitfox side because, you know, we just sort of check in with Tarn now and then. And I mean, I see where he's talking with the artists, and seeing the fun stuff they're working on is really fun. And then it's always surprising to me because, you know, I've played some hours of Dwarf Fortress, but not as much as you, Nate. And so some of the things maybe I should have guessed they were harder than I thought. I was like, oh, trees. Why are trees so hard? and then like 100 posts in a thread between Tarn and the artist later, I'm like, okay, I understand the complication of trees. And yeah, it's educational.
Last time we spoke, I believe the artists were working through a ton of birds. How are they on from birds now?
Oh yeah, we did birds, and then we did all of the undersea creatures. We did zombie versions of every one of them. Did which is it's of the kind of colorful rather than specific rotting pixels variety due to the time constraints, but all the small little creatures. I think all of the creatures, except for, we just got all the animal people in too, except for 4 or 5 of the animal people. So creatures we're missing now are things that are giant, the giant versions of the creatures, and the procedural creatures. We've only done some of those, but much further along.
When did you two last talk? Because I mean, did you also do like water since then?
I think water. You'd showed me the animation of the water, actually. I think this would have been maybe June, because I'm still waiting to write up the interview because it's been that kind of a summer.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, June was correct. Yeah. Up.
Just checking it's recording good. Okay, so we have our inbox, and I guess it's time to look at these rules. And I would maybe kind of like your advice on what the heck I'm going to do about this. So here we go. 7 Dwarven rules. Only weighs 12 Dwarven weight units. Does that unit of measurement have an official name, Tom?
I don't. There must be one on the forum, but it escapes me that I've ever heard anyone say it. Because people don't. I mean, I don't think it does. Nothing. It's not certainly not an official one. But I'm sure there's something semi-official on the forum.
So here's our rules. This is a masterful adamantine slab created by an unknown artisan. The slab reads: the bearers of this tablet must abide by these 7 rules devised by 3 capricious gods, Aisharat, Takitinius, and Brython Lexi, who were the submitters of these rules on the Kitfox Discord, who dwell outside your reality, but ratified by me. Well, that's you, Tarn, its creator. Failure to abide by these rules will incur no direct penalty, but know that whatever misfortune befalls you will totally be because you did not follow them closely enough. Abide by these rules, and there will be no reward, but you will at least have this well-crafted tablet to admire. Sometimes hard work is its own reward. Would you do me the honor of reading the rules, please, Tom?
Yeah. Commandment 1: 7 holy beak dogs shall be venerated. So we'll have to see what that means.
That's ominous.
Commandment 2: there shall be a clandestine rabbit cult.
That one was totally Victoria's fault. She really encouraged that.
Commandment 3: your founders shall share a single identity.
Okay.
There's multiple cults going on here then. Commandment 4. It is forbidden to sell unbejeweled goods.
Oh, good.
That's going to be fun. Commandment 5. There shall be no doors. Not one.
Okay, that's going to be, yeah, okay, great. Lovely.
Commandment 6. Invaders shall be housed, respected, and provisioned. That's unconstitutional. All right. Commandment 7. Before anything else, build a giant ceiling.
Okay, so do you reckon we'll survive the year? It should be interesting.
Yeah, I think
It's too bad this isn't live because we could definitely do some gambling here.
Right? Yeah. I think I'll see the second spring.
Yeah, I mean, the invaders are not going to come up. The doors are just going to cause a little bit of extra frustration with dwarves that don't have doors to their bedrooms and stuff. Bejeweling your goods for the first caravan. I mean, it kind of depends on how much you're digging and so forth. I mean, that seems doable. The founder sharing a single identity, that's just going to cause you pain. So it depends
that's
on
the really upsetting one, isn't it? I think we really, what we're going to need in this fort is a lawyer, stat. Yeah, I think we're going to need to reinterpret some of these, but we'll see how we do. Let's strike the earth. I want to find out about these beak dogs because I couldn't help but notice the red capital B's right there.
Uh-oh.
Because they sure do look like big dogs. Yep, a creature from the evil swamp. It resembles a squat, wingless bird with powerful beak and legs. Its blotchy skin is brightly colored. She's very fat. Her skin is striped red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Her eyes are black. I love big dogs.
She's really striped. Jeez. Colorful. Rainbow.
Lovely fellows. Well, I guess the first thing I need to do is just give all my dwarves the same name. So, Tanya, what's a good name for all of my dwarves to have?
Oh, no. Well, you can't go by the 7 dwarves anymore because they all had different names. Do dwarves all have beards or not? I forget.
No, not unless you change one character, then the women will not have beards.
Right. Let's just call them all Urist though, because I think that's the pure dwarf name, right?
Yeah, that is the classic actually.
Which, by the way, I looked it up, and that's also apparently some people believe the unit of weight.
An Urist.
Yeah.
That kind of makes a lot of sense.
Did they come up with a name for the unit of money then? I've only heard like dwarf bucks or something.
I can go look it up. Let's see. Currency unit.
So an exploration into deep lore. I like it. Now, I'm presuming...
Called dwarf bucks by some players.
Is that the official name? All right, we'll take it.
No, we can change it. We can decide something else I mean, you can decide something else if you and Zach want.
The second it's official, it's going to be proceduralized and different in every
nice
civilization. Like the coins already are, right? You can look at the backs of the coins, and they have different images on them, and they have like the year on them if they're dwarves, because the dwarves are particular, so they do years like we do.
Well, I look forward to the graphics rendering the back of the coin procedurally.
Yeah. No, we have to. I mean, more generally, the bit larger question is like engravings, right? Because in the ASCII mode, it shows the little faces and things, but in graphics, of course, it's a much larger problem to show.
It might start out pretty basic in the first Steam release, but maybe we'll show it more love over time.
Sure, yeah. I mean, we could just do like 5 categories at first or whatever. It's just like, is it a dwarf? Is it some other creature? Is it an item? And go from there.
Yeah, maybe. Cool. I mean, it's we haven't really talked about it yet.
Yeah, no, it's pretty simple to do something with it.
Well, I've got my 7 Urists now, so that's convenient.
Yeah, we can also talk to the artists and see what the artists think. Because they tend to be opinionated about some. They want to do details on some things and not others.
What's
Yeah,
been the
that's true.
task they've dreaded the most?
Mostly
Dreaded?
just
I don't think they've dreaded anything,
well,
have they?
but just a tad, just doing UI stuff. Like I don't think either of them are particularly like border hounds or whatever. Like I really like to do
Yeah,
borders
yeah. They're
and
not
things like that.
confident in their interface treatments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like iconography. I'm not sure any of them are like trained iconographers or something. But I mean, it looks good so far. So I mean, we got good enough borders to run with for the rest of the game, pretty much.
I should have asked, sorry, what they're relishing the most. I've been on such a downer with interview questions. The other day, I asked Sid Meier what his greatest regret was.
Oh, no. Wow, what did he say? I want to know that. I got to go look up this interview.
He said it was using the word tycoon in naming Railroad Tycoon because of all the rubbish games that have done so since. And I thought that was a really cool answer. I just figured like everyone would be asking him what he was most proud of. So I thought it'd be different. And then realized it just sounded so negative. So yeah, what were your artists most looking forward to drawing, I should say?
Let's see.
They've really enjoyed the creatures. It seems like if you leave them alone for 5 minutes, you're going to have a new creature. So
yeah, no, there are quite a lot of creatures, and yeah, no, it's and that's mostly. Although birds were not a favorite. That was the only one that was like it, just because again, not a lot of experience drawing birds, I guess, but they turned out great. I'm trying to think of anything.
Well, one is very excited to get into the dwarves, which we haven't quite tackled yet.
Yeah, no, it's funny that it's been it's because there's so much to discuss, right?
Yeah.
It's like, do they wear their clothing? Do they have their hairstyles?
Yeah.
Are they carrying their little items? And of course, the answer to those questions, we want them all to be yes, more. And yeah, that looks like where it's going. We'll have to see. I haven't seen the first sprite sheet yet with dwarves. I mean, there's a little test sheet they gave us, our kind of placeholder dwarf. That's why all the dwarves in the screenshots. I've been trying to keep dwarves out of the screenshots because they all look like the same right now, and that's not how it's going to be.
Yeah.
But there were a few videos, I think, or one video where it showed a bunch of dwarves, and of course they were all the same. But they're a good-looking dwarf.
Well, I mean, it would fit this playthrough because this playthrough they're all Urist and they're all very aligned. But you haven't built your giant ceiling yet. Where's your giant ceiling?
Well, if you look at the letter of the law, Tanya, it said the initial construction work. So I've not built anything yet. I'm only digging out the side of a hill.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's okay. Actually, I've been more pious than I even wanted to be because of the 3000 dwarf buck tablet arrangement. I didn't get to give anyone any starting skills, so they've all started as equivalent levels of hopelessness. They really are.
No.
Oh, now we have some minors.
Yeah, oh wow, congrats. Oh, that does mean they're not sharing an identity. I guess I should, if I want to be really, really holy.
Well, maybe all the other 5 need to mine now. We don't have enough picks for that. They could swap out the picks.
You take it in turns. That's been the whole thing, micromanaging them. The beak dogs. I can't help but notice that they've got that trained thing next to them. Now, that's not the same as domesticated, is it?
Oh, no, that's skillfully trained. That's what the plus means. So they have a little bit of time before they'll revert to a semi-wild state and start lashing out at people. Like
okay.
You might need somebody to do some training.
Well, I guess I can't build a kennel until I've built a roof. So let's dig into the ground and get some stones.
Yeah, you can make a training zone, an animal training zone. I don't know if that can replace a kennel. You won't need to construct anything for that.
Oh, that's
but they won't need training until late spring at the earliest, because right now they're freshly trained to that skillful level, so no one will even train them right now.
Oh, okay. Well, that's relaxing at least. The inbox.
How long does he have until they start going a little bit feral again?
Every season they're going to drop a level, so they'll drop
Okay.
from the trained plus to a trained with a little minus sign next to it, which means just well trained. Then a trained with nothing at all, which is just kind of trained. And then after the third season, they'll drop to semi-wild status, which means that they'll have kind of this lash out percentage when they're around people. And of course, they'll love being around people because each of the beak dogs is assigned to a particular dwarf. If you V on the beak dog, it should give you the beak dog's name. Like there's Amzu Wave Ghoul. They're all named in the goblin fashion, so they all have fairly foul names. And then each one should be assigned to a dwarf. You may see that in the Z screen. If you press G, actually VG.
Oh,
There it is.
right. Oh, they're all Urus.
They're all pets of Urus.
Okay, so that's exciting. There's
So
sort of-
even after they're wild, they'll want to hang out with somebody, but then that'll be the person they'll probably lash out against.
Yes, that's a feature, not a bug.
Yes. I mean, that's how it works.
Yeah. No, I mean I've plenty
That's
of
how it works with my cat.
scamp scratches. Yes, the mini scratches.
Yeah.
so we basically got 7 enormous rainbow-colored time bombs in.
Yes.
Oh, that's great. Okay. Oh, lovely. The embark screen said there wasn't an aquifer, but I didn't check all areas of the embark screen.
Yeah, you'll have to do like a 9-point drill until you find the well that doesn't have water in it.
Yeah, that.
Or live in squalor. I mean, it's appropriate for rabbit cultists to not get that deep, but it's going to make your jewel encrusting impossible.
Oh, wow. We're already coming across like incompatible schisms within the faith. I'm pretty sure we're going to have like 2 warring sects come winter. So it's all powerful.
Yeah.
Oh, great. We've got an
Hopefully-
aquifer within the hill as well.
Yeah, you're not going to have any rabbits unless you somehow trade for a rabbit with a jewel item to get your first rabbit.
This is like a point and click adventure now because we need to get jewels in order to get our first rabbit. But to get the jewels, we're going to need to build drills and stuff. And to
Of course,
do
you can make statues as soon as you find some stone. You can make statues of rabbits. You can designate what a statue is in the job description.
Can you do that?
Yeah. There's a job details thing within the Mation workshop, and on a bunch of the jobs, when you hover on a job that you make right after you designate it, you press like D or something. It'll be on the screen. And it'll go to a detail screen, and you can designate the specific image. You can even make like these are 2 rabbits embracing and make a statue of it.
Wow.
Today I learned. I had no idea.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things that we added some years back, and of course there wasn't too much fanfare around it. Just one devlog, and then you see it or you don't.
Oh, wow.
We will hopefully improve on this slightly. Our exposition of instructions and so forth. We already have more with the tool tips. We already have some more written words and things in different menus. So hopefully we can show people.
How many menus did you estimate there are in the game that we have to revise?
In terms of full actual screens, there's 65 of those, but then most of those buttons that you see on the screen right now are also menus that are not full screen, so we'd have to add those in as well. So there's a lot to do. But the more we do, the more tools we have. So now that I've got scroll bars, I don't have to code up scroll bars through the magic of how computers work. And now that I've got tool tips, it's less work to add more tool tips because it all just goes into the existing tooltip infrastructure, right? So cautiously optimistic that it won't take forever. It'll take slightly less than forever. It's good.
That's the best kind of time. Well, I figured we've got trees, which are, after all, nature's ceiling. So
That's right.
yeah, we can do a ceiling. Are we? I mean, I guess it's okay to ask you as you know, the de facto god here. If I'm building things under a ceiling, that's legit, right? So long as I've built a ceiling over them.
Yeah, well, the giant ceiling has to be first, and I think as long as aspirationally the ceiling is going to be giant and not merely a ceiling.
I don't think you even necessarily need to be under it, right? Like it just needs to be first. It's the first ceiling, not like the
Okay,
ceiling
yeah.
of all.
And it better be giant, though.
Yes, it has to be giant. Clearly.
Oh, believe me, the aspiration is going to be for it to cover the whole. I think these dwarves are quietly committed that it's going to cover this whole map, and it's only a. It's kind of a big map actually. Is this a 3x3 or a 2x2? Yeah. Either way, that's kind of a job, isn't it?
Yeah,
Will trees grow under a ceiling? I forget.
Yeah, I think so because I think there are bugs with trees growing too many places. So I would guess, but could be wrong about that.
Real wealth of wildlife on this map. A barn owl
Barn
and a
owls and
rattlesnake.
rattlesnakes.
It's history's least iconic cartoon duo there.
Do barn owls hunt rabbits? Maybe little rabbits.
Yeah, definitely. I would say
Rattlesnakes probably hunt rabbits too. So these are, objects of some concern.
Yeah, these sound like religious enemies. To be quite honest with you, I better get them hunted. We'll need a hunter of some kind, but
you'll need a crossbow. Which you have a lot of wood. It looks like.
Oh yeah. Well, if I can get this area delineated by the crosses, ceilinged up, then I will feel. Yeah, I feel we've observed our duty well enough there.
Oh, hey, there you go. You have a forest. The elves love this chop down the trees project, apparently.
Okay.
You have a elven vassal at this point, which may or may not mean you can exile your dwarves there. I don't remember if you can exile them to the economic ones or if they have to be more properly vassalized. Not that we exile our Urists at this point because no one's made friends with the rattlesnake yet or anything.
Well, that sounds like a really good penalty for disobeying the laws, certainly. So that's reassuring.
You have to go live with elves. The worst.
That's nightmarish. So, I'm guessing that's a feature because don't forget, I've been playing on a 2-year-old build up until this morning. So I think that's been introduced since I last played.
I have no idea because it happens to some people quite a bit and other people don't see it at all. It's one of those things that it's certainly not that new. But I always lose track between 2 and 4 years.
It may be that I've only had dwarven vassals before. I've certainly never had elves, so that's pretty exciting.
Oh, look, the flowers are coming in.
Oh,
Aww.
wow, it's Sakura season. That's
beautiful.
Oh, that's lovely. I need to find out what kind of trees we've got around here. That's kind of important. Let's get that floor. This is going pretty well, I think. The old
Nobody's been murdered yet.
No, we've managed a whole. Oh, Ink Rose is the name of the outpost. That's lovely, isn't it?
That is.
We've made it to mid-spring without a single fatality. What's in the food stores? We've got garden cress leaf, spinach leaf.
Sounds like good food for rabbits. Not that I'm giving pet advice. Maybe spinach is toxic to rabbits. I have no idea.
We had a
I hear they really like carrot green. So if you can have the greens of the carrot, that's or greens of parsley. Parsley, they really like parsley.
Yeah, as far as I remember, you don't want to actually give them carrots like Bugs Bunny. I had a pet rabbit.
Yeah.
And that was not the most pleasant thing for the rabbit.
It's like giving them a candy bar, I heard.
So, yeah, I guess in the absence of rabbits to cultivate, they can just kind of LARP as rabbits, living in a burrow and eating leaves. And no wonder the elves love them. These are, I think, the only vegan dwarves I've ever had. So, yeah, and then making this lovely wooden structure. But yeah, again, I think that's probably where the elves might part ways spiritually with them.
Well, you're just making a horizontal forest. It'll be fun.
Yeah, right.
And a forest of order, not chaos.
Let's think about that crossbow, I guess. I'm going to need a bowyer's workshop for that. Lovely word to say that, Booyah. There we go. Wait, applewood? That means there's apple trees around here, which means
Maybe
Yeah,
that's what the
that-
blossoms are.
Yeah, you could K over the blossoms and see what you got.
apricots
Apricot.
Oh,
and apples, and we've got some pine there as well. Larch, walnut. Oh, it's a regular temperate extravaganza here.
it's a good time to be a vegan.
It really is. You could make a pretty good apple and walnut salad.
Yeah.
That's a thing, isn't it? We got some cabbage as well. So, yeah, great tastes that go well together. These beak dogs, animals still don't need to eat, do they? So we're okay.
Depends. Just the pasture animals. As I recollect, beak dogs are not pasture. Not that this has been tried all that often, though. I'm sure some domesticated them before. But I don't think they're going to starve to death. If they do, then you'll have to venerate their holy bodies.
Yeah, that's going to require a lot of veneration, actually. I better build that training zone. I don't want to have to be making a sort of a beak dog tomb. Apart from anything else, if we can't have doors and we've got to like venerate our invaders as well, it'd be quite good to have those beak dogs on side. So
Yeah, they're good little beings there with beaks.
The Krug Smash illustrations of beak dogs are the most charming things. I think they're and I like lovebirds. Animal training. I've never done it in a zone before. I've always had a kennel building, so this should be interesting. So I guess I want to control, and I'll name that. I'll call it Beaky Blinders.
Nice.
And remind me, what's the key for configuring a zone again?
Configuring a zone. Does it need more configuration than that?
Or are they just going to hang out there and train their animals?
Yeah, someone needs to have the profession in VPL, the VPL, a dwarf into animal training.
Let's find a jurist without a particular speciality yet. So, okay, let's have you. We'll probably need some meat to train the beak dogs, actually. Now, where's he scampered off to? Where are my dwarves going? Oh, they're up on the roof, probably. All
Are they
right.
sleeping on the roof?
We should put some beds up there. I'm totally going to do that. It's going to be in farming related? No. Maybe
be careful about putting too much up there at first because you don't want it to cease to be a ceiling.
It's true.
Oh, that's dark. It will become a floor. This is very on.
Then you have to make another one.
Yeah, it's going to end up as a wooden skyscraper. Yeah, they totally are sleeping up there. Do dwarves enjoy sleeping on ceilings? Is that something deliberately coded
it's
in?
less. They'll have less negative thoughts than sleeping in the mud, but it's not the perfect place to sleep.
Yeah, it must be said that's quite a low bar.
I guess I would rather sleep on a wooden platform also.
Well, they've got the whole platform now at least, so yeah, I guess we can't put anything on it or it's not a ceiling. You're right. I'm going to stick by that.
Yeah. Now, does the carpenter workshop can you make wooden statues? I just don't remember.
I believe you can. Oh,
is wooden statue too tacky? That might be too tacky for.
Oh no, they'll be good.
Well, I just don't know if it's an option. It may literally not be an option.
Huh? It isn't.
They may be stone only. I mean, that's just it doesn't last forever. You'll need to find a stone somewhere.
It could be. Is clay an option?
I mean, you have a kiln, and I don't remember again what you can build. I mean, it would make sense if you could make clay statues.
I think you can make them out of beeswax, weirdly enough. I swear I've seen wax statues. So, okay, I really need to get some rock, don't I? I wonder if the aquifer's everywhere. I'm just going to undesignate.
Oh, and
this.
also, more
Yeah.
importantly than anything that we've said so far, the aquifers, unless you embarked, and we don't know, on a heavy aquifer, which is only 5% of the aquifers, you can punch through the aquifer quite easily now.
Oh, really?
They flow much slower, yeah.
Oh, well, let's give that a try.
Now, before you start, it does flow, so you'll need to be ready to place walls. The wall will stop the aquifer. And of course, there could be a few abortive attempts, and then you'll just have little water pools underground. Probably no drownings. But yeah, just be ready. Just be ready to set up walls at the edges, and then you can just dig right down. You may need to do it a few times depending how deep your aquifer is.
Well, this sounds a worthy endeavor. Yeah, we'll
And,
get a
and
wood
watch out
stockpile.
for flow from the ceiling and so forth. There's a lot of potential water hazards, but no, it's a worthy project, especially to get those jewels.
A big fan of this red sand. I always like the colored sands.
Yes, it'll be it's something we haven't done yet. We have one sand tile just because there's a lot of bordering and edging that needs to happen, but we're hoping to reflect our sand colors properly because I love doing the painted deserts on the world map and then having those actually be reflected in the game.
What is your
Well,
favorite?
I have to go to my next stream. So thank you very much, Nate, for letting me join briefly. Good luck with your little cultists. I hope to learn more about what the ceiling means and their spirituality and you know, what beliefs come out of the Great Ceiling Project. But for now, I have to go.
I will look forward to keeping you updated. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, I think if we've got about 5 minutes left ourselves, so I think let's see if we can punch through the aquifer, and I'm happy to call that an achievement.
Yeah, no, it's probably going to be annoying here with the constant cancellations, as you might remember from wet water announcements. I never got to fixing that, so you may have to redesignate several times, of course, as you go, because they'll cancel the announcements in places that are newly exposed that are also wet. And you don't have to be super duper paranoid about it. It takes quite a while to fill in. So you can wait until the place is dug out, probably.
That's is it the wider we build it, the longer we'll have? I can't remember.
Yeah, because it needs to fill in. So it's like a surface area to volume type thing. If the water's only coming in from a large perimeter, you'll have much more area to fill it in. So the bigger you dig out, actually, the longer you'll last, I think.
I've stuffed this one up. Well, let's see. It's a good experiment.
Yeah, as long as those dwarves get down there and build those 4 walls, you'll be fine.
I wonder if I've actually. Oh, I have enabled building construction. Yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah. All the dwarves should go ahead and do that task. It's kind of a base task for them.
I'll do them one by one for maximum pathing efficiency.
Oh, there you go. Look at that.
Oh,
excellent.
My goodness, we finally beat the aquifer.
Well, yeah, see if there's another level to it. And as I said, watch out for ceiling drain. Don't just like dig a ton under it. I don't even remember how the ceiling drain works. But hopefully there's not too many more levels. There may be another level of aquifer. Oh, is that stone?
That's stone.
There you go. There you go.
Well, that is almost makes me nostalgic for the old days of being trapped in a load of sand until I could embark on a mega project.
And of course, remember, now that the aquifer is beaten, it's also a great source of water.
This is wonderful.
It's usable for wells, and you can have wells under your ceiling. The bucket goes down a few levels and gets the well water.
This opens a whole world of possibilities. For goblin hospitality as well.
Yes. Oh, yes. I've forgotten my own commandments. But yeah. So I don't know if you wanted to go through the statue interface, or you think you can find that.
I was about to build
Yeah, it's really the
Stonecrafters
Mason.
Workshop to do exactly
Yeah.
that.
Or I guess it's is it in the Mason
Oh yeah,
shop?
Mason. Sorry. Here we
Which
go.
of course is not the right word for building statues, but you know,
There we
the
go.
word I decided on quickly like 18 years ago, and I've been regretting it for some portion of those 18 years.
Oh well, you know, when I'm in 25 years' time asking you about your biggest regret,
Yeah, yeah.
there
I'm
we
sure.
go.
I'm sure we'll be able to manage more than that. Larger regrets, but maybe it'll be death by 1,000 regrets.
Now I need a stone arrest. So go for masonry for you. And let's just have a quick tally off of the rules, see how we're doing. So have we venerated the beak dogs?
No. No. I don't consider them venerated. I mean, you've got to do more veneration. Do they each need their 7 holy chambers? Do they each need their? You could make, I believe, you could make statue. I don't. This is something we can check. You may be able to make statues of the specific beak dogs.
Ooh, okay. Let's
Once you
give
get
that
to
a
the
go.
interface, the things I don't remember how the historical figures are going to work here, but let's try this.
Now, actually, while we're here, since the rabbits need to be venerated, but in a sort of occult way,
Yeah.
maybe we can make crafts of rabbits. Is that possible?
I don't remember how, because figurines are a subset of the crafts, which just kind of churns out general crafts. I don't remember if you're allowed to specify that.
We'll give that a go after the statues.
Yeah.
Okay, so run me through this then. This is
Okay, so punch up U or press statue. Now you see that there's an option there, D for details. Now you can specify what material you want to use, and you can also specify the image. Now, if you relate it to a historical figure, it should give you a list of all of the historical figures, including these zombies that don't have names. This is deeply silly. Fortunately, there's the F filter at the bottom. So if you get one of your beak dogs, there's your Urus at the top. Did you see him? There they are.
There
So
they
there's your
are.
Urus. It is supposed to put your dwarves, I guess, at the top of the list, but those zombies somehow cut in line. Now, if you know your beak dog's name, you should be able to use the F filter to type in a name of a beak dog to jump to it. Otherwise, it'll be very difficult to find them. So there's Amzu.
Amzu sounds good. Let's do that.
Yeah. And you may want the last name too, because there's probably going to be quite a few Amzus. It's a large world after all. Uh-oh, we lost our job.
Amzu
Ustzuo. Okay, well, good luck. I'm trying to remember.
Let's try that. Okay. Statues.
D. Oh, well, that's the material, and it gives you like a readout of how many materials.
And then specify image.
Okay, let's see if we can find them. F.
Oh, F, right.
AMXU. Plenty of Amzus, and then UST. Zuo, there it is. Wave Ghoul, the second one.
Ah, Wave Ghoul, there you are, buddy. Done filtering.
Yep, got into that.
It's extremely exciting.
Now related to historical figure means that the dwarf artist has some leeway as to what the actual image is. Amzu probably hasn't done that much, being a newly minted beak dog, but they'll just have an image of Amzu probably. Now, if you want to make specific images, that was another option. And that's a little more involved. You could look into that later if you want. You're allowed to say exactly what is in the image, including multiple characters, and you can specify what actions they're doing.
Really? Is that all in that details menu?
Yeah.
This has opened up a dangerous number of possibilities for me.
That's the whole point.
That's pretty cool. Well, we better queue up a statue with the bunnies because I want to hit at least one.
Yeah,
bit of
yeah. I
progress
mean,
towards every
the
commandment.
bunny cult. I mean, beak dog and rabbit veneration are going to be need to be kept in balance here.
Yeah, you can't let one get jealous. That's a problem. So details for this and specify.
Oh, this is the old job. This is the old job, though, right? Or is this a new job?
I think this is a new one.
Okay, yeah. Did they finish the other one already?
I believe so.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Let's look
Oh,
at that. Hey, there you go.
it's kind of vanilla, but it does the job.
Yeah, yeah. As
Oh,
once Amzu is a more historically interesting creature, they should relate to the events and things. But when you specify the image, if you choose the fifth option, specify an image, it decided to call it the work of man. You can change the name with the end button if you want, because this is very much not the work of man. But now filter should work on this screen too.
crabs, of course.
So you have to choose now between a general rabbit or a doe or a buck.
Well, you want to know
And,
something spooky, by the way? One of the commandments that didn't make it into the list, someone suggested a world of dragons. When I generated this world, it called it the world of dragons. So,
I guess they made it in.
I
And
guess
hopefully there's not too many of them.
generic rabbit, I think. I guess 500.
500 rabbits. That's an intricate work, but that's an image of 500 rabbits. And well, yeah, this is important. You can make them. They can pray.
Yeah, it sounds good. Actually, no, this is cultish, menacing pose, I think.
Yeah.
Unnaturally contorted, some real Watership Down energy. 500 rabbits.
That's right. You already have 2 of your 1,000 enemies out there too. You need to deal with them.
Okay, we're gonna do it. No.
Keep working. So there's Y for done with the. Now you're gonna call it the work of man, or you're gonna give it a different name?
I think it's got to have a different name, hasn't it?
And the thing is, it'll also save this image so that if you want to make this exact image in either an engraving or on another statue, you can do so by pulling it up by its name. There's an option called existing image in the details menu. So you could have some themed stuff and also bring up new images. So there's different options.
I think it's definitely the natural creation.
Yes,
Random
this is excellent.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm happy with that.
Yeah. So if you escape out done, then if you press Y for done, I don't remember why I put this extra thing, then you should get that exact image on that statue.
Okay, so we better put up the beak dog statue. I guess outside the front door is the
reason, I mean, right? If that's where you think Amzu's statue should be, and the other beak dogs are going to have a bit of imbalance in their veneration status.
Yeah, I think that'll be the first thing we do in the next episode. I think each beak dog will need a chamber with their statue. I guess that must be the rabbit statue. So
yeah, I imagine you can pasture pets. Like if you want, you can also set up pastures in the chambers and have the beak dogs in their veneration chambers. It'd be kinder to use a pasture rather than chaining them up.
Yeah, I don't think that's reasonable. It's not very venerable.
So we've got 2 statues now. There's the statue of rabbits.
Oh, yes. It feels very good to see that. Unnaturally, the steel are cooperating. That's our government. That's good. I like it. Let's speak. Okay, so that's 2 commandments down. Great. Well, I'll need a plinth for this as well. So
yeah, you can't just leave the slab in the wagon. The slab has to be somewhere.
That's kind of got to be venerated in itself. We've got the beak dogs covered. We've got the clandestine. Actually, no, it's not very clandestine, is it? Just having it outside the front door.
That's true. That's true.
remove that building. Let's just dig a hole back here for now.
Oh, that was Amzu's statue, right?
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I didn't place them in the order you wanted because it picked yeah. Or did I get it wrong? Yeah, I always get things wrong too. That was that.
No, you got
yes,
it. It's so good playing
Okay.
this game with a spotter, like especially when it's the guy who made it. So
Yeah, no, we have team play. The closest thing we got to multiplayer. Well, I mean the Succession forts obviously are multiplayer.
well, that's a perfect place for the statue.
Yeah, no doors, so you can't let anyone just walk by that hallway and look in there either. Maybe you have to wall it up. You can wall up that little nook with a kind of wooden wall so no one can see the statue.
That sounds pretty clandestine to me.
Maybe there can be a secret entrance where people can come up through a staircase through a different thing, and you could create a little statue garden there for people to visit the rabbit statue.
Well, yeah, those roots coming in through a tree's roots feels really clandestine rabbit cult.
Yeah, this is a warren, a proper warren you've got here.
Oh, I thought this was going to be a fairly innocent fort, but it's getting deeply sinister already.
No, I'd certainly feel unsettled if I visited this place. The wooden ceiling and the holes
Dwarves
in the ground.
crouching in a burrow, gnashing on spinach. So the founders share a single identity. We're not sold any unbejeweled goods. There are no doors, not one. Invaders should be. I guess we need to make a house in case a kobold comes.
Yeah. Somehow you're going to need to. I mean, are we supposed to cage as many invaders as we can then? Or just house them by kind of funneling their movement and then trapping them? Is that respect? Is that really respect?
I guess if you only give them one option of approach and then seal it off with bridges. I don't know. I think for now this needs to be symbolic more than anything else. I'm just going to make
of course. Yeah, a symbolic form of respect is to surround it with rabbits staring at them.
Yeah. Let's make a little shed with a couple of copies of that fine statue.
Then I suppose they could be brought one at a time to meet 7 beak dogs. This is the respect has to be taken in context of what you are.
Okay. This is now. I said we needed a lawyer around here. I didn't realize you'd be filling that role so confidently, but we can make our respect lethal. Yeah, I think. For now, does our symbolic kobold shed need a bed?
No, I mean they don't have beds in their little caves that they have that you can visit in adventure mode. They do like venomous creatures and insects. So a proper kobold house would have one of those things.
So I guess we want to set a trap for that rattlesnake. And then they'll have everything they want for now. We need mechanisms for cage traps as well, don't we? So let's build a quick. I always forget it's R, isn't it? No.
T.
T for mechanisms.
Yes. Trap. T is for trap.
Damn it, every time you explain one of these, it ends up making sense in retrospect.
Yeah, not much sense though. I mean, yeah, there is some reasoning behind it, but most of the reasoning is poor.
Yeah, kobolds won't want a floor. That's
No, they want to. Yeah, I mean, they'd actually probably prefer a stone floor if they live in their mountain caves.
It might be above our budget just now, but well.
Yeah, well, you need to get some of those jewels then.
That's it. You can be a mechanic, I guess. But in fact, we are, as of now, just out of time. So I'm going to have to call it there. But I like to think I've made progress on the Kobold Hub.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I mean, it's and you now have the tools to properly execute this project.
It's more respectful than not having a hut, at the end of the day. So there we go. No one's dead, and we followed the 7 commandments. I guess as the creator of the universe, are you satisfied?
Well, never really satisfied. Always on edge, wondering if punishment needs to come. But yeah, no, I feel a little bit of glory, just a little bit.
Good. Well, that's at the end of the day what these 7 Urists are here for. So
yeah, still hoping for a live rabbit, but that's going to be that's really going to depend on the winds of trade.
That sounds like an elven trade project to me. That sounds like something we can maybe lean on the vassal for.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it's going to that there is hope then that you're going to get an elven caravan in any case, since they're connected to you. But that won't happen for some springs. You'll need to get up to Baron status, perhaps.
Well, I should be writing the series up on RPS, and I'll probably be doing some more. Since I've had to crash learn how to be a video journalist for this event, I guess I might do some more video updates for the series. So I'll keep you informed in any case.
Yeah, and then the one Easter egg that you missed in the build is if you do try and delete that slab from your embark, you cannot, and it yells at you. But
I should have sold it.
And yeah, it's I do not know why you only had 8 points. When I tested it, I had the full, because it doesn't deduct that 3,000.
Oh, really?
I have no idea what was going on there. You should have had a few more points. It's very spacey, space age. Because if it deducted the 3,000, of course you'd have like negative 2,000 something points, right?
I did sell. I think I sold like 4 ocelot lungs or something.
Yeah, and that's probably where the 8 came from. So maybe it rounded it back to 0 instead of giving you. But I know it's weird during testing that didn't even show up. But that's not unusual for everyone to have a different result on every computer. And you're making do. I mean, the skill points don't really matter because you hardly get any anyway. And
you can always learn on the job, right?
Yeah, it's like as long as you've got a pick and an anvil and stuff like that, then you should be pretty good. As long as you don't starve to death.
Thank you very, very much, Tom. That was a fun session, and yeah, maybe see you again if I make this disaster last more than a couple of years.
Yeah, yeah, you never know. I mean, yeah, if the invaders get a little out of hand, then that's it. But yeah, no, things will go well.
Well, enjoy your Monday. I guess it's still kind of lunchtime for you, isn't it? So
yeah, we're taking a bit of a smoke break, but until the air clears up, because I haven't been sleeping well. But there's always things to do, even when you're taking a break, like other work, emails, and things. Just don't trust myself to program on no sleep, because you tend to make more bugs than you're adding features, and then it takes more time to fix them up. So sometimes you just have to be sensible and not program.
Well, I hope you manage to stick to that and stay safe, obviously.
Yes.
And I guess enjoy the rest of this event. Yeah, have fun on your panels, and I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah. Okay.